To master the Wing Chun style, understand the center line. Control the center, control the opponent. Watch here. As I take a turn, he uses the pole tail. Right, brother. Good. Rhode Island fist. Master! Wing Chun is elusive. Just when the opponent think he has you, you return to the center line. Brother Rasan, Master says to stay on the line, but it's not so easy. How do we do it? Wait, I think we should talk to teacher. Right. To master the center line, you must either use the Lao Sao or the Hern Sao, then follow up with a quick punch. Right. Teacher is right. Understanding the center line is the key. Right. Everybody, keep in chamber to understand how to focus all of your power. Not breathing low, but bring it up a high chamber to escalate the breath, to build power. Right. Everybody understands? Then try it. Next is mastering footwork and arm position to dominate your opponent. Brother! Are you alright? Right. I think I got it. Right. Right, teacher, help me. I think I got it. Sifu's in. Sister, I think you got it. Thank you, Master Sam. Brother, look. Take that kinetic fist. Sifu Bob, understanding the lump sound, can dominate any opponent. Right. Brother, here's your special technique that you got. I thank you for showing. Right. I will make provisions. I will make provisions. Yes, I will. Right. I got this. Sifu Dead. Provisional Master. Sifu John. Provisional Master 2. Bone cell, lob cell. Control the line. Control the opponent. Right.
So the thing about this is the human arm is usually smaller here and it wedges out. So if I strike straight and he occupies that position, it kind of pushes my hand away from the center. And if he keeps his palm up and pushes towards me, my big part of my forearm pushes him away from my center. So what he's going to do is change that by striking. Once he turns his hand, he snakes his way up to the big part of my arm, and he's created an opening. And I have to jump to stop him. I'm going to punch to his solar plexus, and he raises up. I don't lock my arm out because he's going to slide in. And you're not trying to really hit the person anywhere with this one. So it doesn't matter. So he strikes, I jut, I punch to his center, and he raises up. Then we go back to that position again. Okay, so I want you to try that. Learn how to lift and roll with the moment. Most people punch to the face. I did that for years myself. So people corrected me. You punch to the body, and then the person has to raise their bone up. Okay? Could you put this behind the shoulder blade? So I'm pressing my scapula on this paper. If I do this, what's going to happen? It's going to fall, right? So when you're doing Siu and Pao, and you're doing the strikes, and you're doing things like this, This isn't a tongue saw. This is to stretch the ligaments, elongate the ligaments so your punches will be flexible. So when I do everything, I keep this here. When I punch, I keep the shoulder blade pushed back. So when you're doing this drill, you don't lead with your shoulder. You're doing two opposing forces. Elongates the ligaments. This is part of the muscle, bone, and sinew changes that all martial arts have. See? So when I strike, I'm still pushing back with the shoulder blade and extending. So I'm actually trying to touch that wall in front of me when I'm doing single top when I do these strikes. Some people do a ton, it's not that. I'm elongating my ligaments so your punch is more flexible, okay?
Do you put the triceps out there?
Yeah, well you train the tricep. See, this punch uses the bicep, our punch uses the tricep. So that's what you're doing, pushing back, you're not doing that. But if I keep my shoulder blade back and pull, you have to take the whole unit. I have a student in Canada, it's a third degree in Aikido. It's hard for him to throw me because because I don't give him any, I don't separate my shoulder from my body. I make it one unit. Okay? Now, later on when you punch, you want to do extension too, of course. But for training right now, you want to elongate those ligaments. Okay? You're not pushing down, you're just changing the angle of the bones. So if you think of your ligaments like pulleys, right? So once I throw my fingers up, it pushes my ulnar bone down. See? So I'm not pushing. Let me borrow you for a second. So if you look from this angle, if I push, you can sense that and go around. All I'm doing is changing the angle. See? So I'm not pushing it all with this. I'm just pulling this ligament here and it makes that ligament go up. So that's all you're doing. It's that motion there. It changes. See? Here I'm not touching my finger. If I do this, it touches. That's all you need. Okay? That's all you need. So it's no push down at all with the forearm. Forgot to tell you guys. In the one hand she saw. So he strikes and I jut. Maybe I push too hard. So circle around in slow motion. He circles around in slow motion. I see the opening and I strike. So his intent is to strike, first strike. So if I push too hard, circle around and strike. Right? See that? That's what he's going to do. I push too hard, he releases. So you don't fight force. He releases. Let's do it again. Real slow. He strikes, I push too hard. He circles around, don't strike yet. He's about to strike me, but I strike him. He's going to change and jut. You can jut like that, or you can jut this way. Either jut works. So basically, he's learning how to interrupt. So he strikes, I push too hard, he's going to jut, and then he's going to punch me. Then I go. I don't do a good bong sao because I have shoulder problem. I have, what do you call it? No, there's a bone thing. Spur. Bone spur. So your bong sao should have the elbow higher than the wrist. Mine is not going to be like that, so don't imitate me. So he strikes, I push too hard, he punches. Okay, do it again. Right? So this time, I'm going to punch, and you see how he had to interrupt? Nice. So basically, he's about to punch, he's like, can I say shit? I just did. Oh shit, John. You know? So you know how to interrupt. So practice that slowly. So here's the best way to practice it. So he strikes, I do a proper jut, punch, at the bone, and then I do a proper one. And on the third one, I'm going to push too hard. See? Do it that way, so you get to feel the difference. Okay? I do a lao sao to the inside, I strike, and he juts or pops and punches. So when I push out, right? Yes. Okay. So normally we do the lao sao to the inside. It's a leaking hand. It's not a big circle like that, it's a tiny circle. But if I punch and you cross pop me, see, and do lao to the outside, do it slow. See? And do a lao this way. If I punch parallel, he pops, I lao to the inside. So you have to know how to lao to the inside, to the outside and inside. Okay? All right. Can most of you do this? Pat your head and rub your stomach? So the left hemisphere of your brain controls the right side of your body and vice versa. So when you're doing the forms, you want to keep one fist, 2 fingers off the body. So it makes you focus on that hand. A lot of you just have the hand lazily hanging there. You have to have this back.
Say it against before.
So if I'm doing Silong Tao, I'm with my right hand, the left side of my brain is controlling this function. So if this hand is dangling, the right side is doing nothing. You want both sides of your brain to work independently. So when you're doing the form, you have to have your fist at least 2 fingers away from the body. If it's laying here, you're not doing anything. So a lot of you have your fist out here. And from that side, you guys should be able to see my fist. I pull it back. And the fist should be at a high chamber, so it forces you to breathe from your diaphragm. Most Southern Kung Fu systems do a chamber here. I can use my chest to breathe. See? But up here, it's hard. It makes you just use the diaphragm. Okay? So keep your fist back here when you're doing the form. Don't let it hang lazily or in the air dangling. It has to be back here. Okay? Most people do cross arms like this, and they're standing in place. And I'm actually on his blind side now. He's on my blind side. So, if you were to train Wing Chun on the Mui Pacho, the plump power pose, there would be a pattern like the number 5 domino, pips on the domino. So there'd be 2 pips here, 2 pips here, and a pip in the middle. When I'm doing sit on top, my knees point to that middle pip. When I step forward, I pass my knee over that pole and step here. So that's the width I want. So, stand over here. So when you're doing the cross-arm Chi Sao, you guys, people should be on the same path. I shouldn't be standing over here. Okay? And most people in our lineage do it wrong. Okay? You should be this way. Okay? So I'm here. Now, I want to dissect his body into 2 equal parts, wherever he's standing. But this puts him at a disadvantage. And he wants to do the same to me. It puts me at a disadvantage. So for the sake of the drill, you share that line. You don't really do that with your line. Okay? You share that line. We're going to get a partner, we're going to work on it. We don't need these now. And we're going to work on it. He does a half step back, up, right? And up again, right? Okay. Basic, see? So just try that for about 3 or 4 minutes with a partner. Then we're going to add on to that. Okay? So he's going to step in and pop. I'm going to step back. Right while his hand is here, it's going to do a trim sound. Slide up with the head knife, and then you either step to your right and lock me, take me off balance and hit me. So let's do that one first. So you attack me, right, see what happens? Try that. Let me do something, let me do it to you. When you pop, make sure you trim up here, in case the other hand comes, and then I lock. This is really a finger jab to the eye, but we don't do that in class. So just go up here and lock, okay? If I pop and I let go, I don't know where his hand is for a fraction of a second. So when I touch, I've got contact. I can feel anything from here in this hand if I touch my own arm. So for a fraction of a second, I've got both hands on. Just a fraction of a second, a little trapping. So I go, see? So I never lost contact. So Grandmaster used to say, you probably were there, seminar in Toronto. This Yip Man would go, you got hair on your arms. Yeah. That means you're not doing good tunes. Okay? When I pop, this hand has to pull back. So Wing Chun is push and pull. See? Equal power. Push and pull. So when I tune, this hand comes back. Don't leave this hand idly there. Some of you are doing, and just leaving that hand there, you can trap me. So when he pops, yeah, see? Exactly. Pull back, okay? So while I'm here, I pop, I chew, which means spreading arm, because it's like a needle going under the material, chew solid, and I step to the side. I can also go, step up, and track. Maybe we should stay with the one we did first before I have
He had a question.
Yeah.
He had a question regarding the Chun Sao, whether the Chun Sao should.
The tune, when you lock, when you lock it,
Yeah.
you lock straight to the elbow or go to the
Try
forearm? For now.
you try to get
this drill.
for this drill, you want to get to the elbow.
Go immediately to
Get
the elbow, right?
Control the elbow.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Because you control the elbow, you control the person's balance. Look, you make them go back, forward, and you think, okay. You go for the
Thank
elbow.
you. Thank you.
But let me just show you something. You don't ever want your elbow back here. People do Chi Sao with their elbow back here. Your elbow should always be a fist and a half or whatever measurement away from your body to generate power. So get into a good stance. Put your elbow on your body. Okay. Without using your body, just your arm, push forward. You can't, right? So now have some space. Now push me forward. Well, no body. Just arm. See the difference? Better. So if your arm's here, you got no power. So some of you are doing, hot me, and bringing this hand back here. Your elbow should never be this close to your body, ever. And if it happens, adjust it quickly. Okay? I see masters on YouTube doing chi sao, and their elbows are back here. It's wrong. Okay? That's across all lineages. So, don't kill me. So, when I do that, when I talk and you do that, no, not that. No, just with this. So when I do this, I don't want to pull him into me because now look, he's gonna tackle me or whatever. So when I do that, I try to step away and pull him out there. So if he does a shot, hopefully he'll go out there. So some of you are actually locking in. See, and this is his game. So I'm in trouble now. So when you lock, pull the person away from you, not into you. Okay. That was good. This is a lap saw. See? That's this. That's all it is. And I grab. It's not this. It's not a sweep at all. It's just that. So I'm here, lock. Now in this instance, I'm doing a center line lock. So 2 inches behind my wrist bone should be at my center. The measurement is true in Chinese, 2 true behind my wrist. So when I do this lock, see, it's in my center. So all I'm doing is this, but in motion. It's not a swipe at all. Because if you swipe, you can miss. Because there's a jab, there's nothing to grab, right? So in here, I'm stepping, I have an imaginary square here. I'm stepping to the upper left-hand corner of my square. See? So when I do this, I don't want to step here because he can attack me. He's got more mass than me. I'm a little guy. I don't want to pull a big guy into me. So I'm going to pull you over there. So I got your blind side, right? 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 So this is a central line lock. Center line lock, sorry. Center line lock, punch on the central line. Okay? Yes, if we do that Lao Sao circle hand, it's a leaky hand. Like water takes the path of least resistance. We also have a reverse Lao Sao, back Lao Sao. Most people are familiar with the forward lock, Moi lock, right? So, what we did before, I'm going to step in, put it in the receiver, I'm going to step in and strike. He's going to pop. I'm going to do this. See? Facing that way and then turn. See, so when he does this, it's just like the Silong Tao, you imagine someone snaps your hand away and release. Right? So, okay, so then I release here, I can punch. Or if I'm fast enough, I can try to do both hands, I take whatever's there. But basically, I talk. Okay? So, I can also lock that way. So it's a reverse lock. So I can go here. Okay? I can go here. Step over here. So do that real slow, the partner. Pop. So pop your hand, you're going to keep the step to the right or the left. Cross arm. I'm going to step here. See? Lock in the center, punch on the central arm. So this is initially the attack here, and then step. This is very basic. So I'm going to the upper right-hand corner of my imaginary square in this instance. Step there, strike. Make sure you'll punch out like this because you can do his elbow. So my arm is over his elbow, protected. So this is an attacking. So this is the guy, he's standing, he's sleeping, he's just attacking. If he's sleeping. So I step inside, strike. And then work on the defensive stuff. So there's a question about thumbless or thumb lock. If you're, say you do a round punch with that man. If he's attacking me, I do a thumbless lock. Because I can make a mistake and he can crack my thumb. So if someone's attacking you, you do a thumbless lock. But if I'm initiating the attack, I don't have to worry about it. I can use the thumb. Now a lot of Wing Chun lineages will say never thumb, but you got a better grab because I got stuff in here I can press. Yeah. And for women with smaller hands, if you can lock around a man's hand, where the bone, where the muscle separates, you grab in there, you can lock. You can dig in there, the pressure point's in there. So if I'm initiating, I can do the thumb. If it's coming at me, I don't want to do thumb because I can misjudge and break my joint in my thumb. So you do this. Remember that. And one other thing about the lock is you don't reach with the lock. You use the structure. So I usually give an example of like say a wall here. Say I can't move this wall, but I can move around it. So even if the person is stronger than me and I can't really lock them, I can move myself. Say you don't move at all and don't let me lock you. I can't lock you. Just put myself in a position here. So I use your strength against you. That's why this has to stay in this structure. Now we do have locks on the central line, but we're not doing that now. We're doing a center line. Okay? Okay. So I clear and I punch. He does a woo sound and a ball. So when you're doing a woo on your central line, so the woo should be straight up and down, not at an angle. So I clear, and then he locks me and punches. Do this, clear, and then lock, clear, lock. Right? That's going to be the basic drill. So that was right. So I punch, I clear and punch. My punch turns into a lock. I'm going to step to my right and change stances. I step to his left. See? That's the way the chain's locked. So anyone can initiate the change. So from my punch, and he's got to match my side because he doesn't want me here. So you've all learned that drill. If I step here, see? Because you know when you get to your blind side, right? So while I do this, I'm trying to get to his blind side, but he compensates, right? So that's how I do that change, right? Do that with the part. With the side goes instead. So I lock, right? So then this time I'm going to lock, I'm going to do a round punch. He's going to step and do a gun, step to that side and do a gun, and then do another gun, and then punch, high up. Right? So I lock, do a body punch. Right? See how I keep moving over? I'm trying to get to my glide side. So practice that, okay? So full. You're going to rotate for double arm. Full. So you don't want your wrist, one hand out here and one back here. Your wrist should be over each other. Right? So we're going to rotate, and I'm pushing forward. I'm forward into that. Just do one hand. See what happens when I let go and touch me? If I just do this, you can slide in. I have no forward intent. My arm is just dead in the air. But if I push forward, he slides in. So I have forward intent. Press 3. So remember that. Also, you don't want to do circles, like driving a bus, because he can take advantage of that. I'm going here. So if I do this, he just takes my energy out of it. So my energy should always go to my opponent's center of mass. See? So the first one we're going to do is the basic 8 combat drill. I strike, he juts, that's 1. He punches, I ton him to the bone. That's 2. 3, the bunch of folks out back. 4 strikes. 5, 6, 7, 8. So everybody who knows this, please help the people who don't know this. Okay? Yeah. Okay, so we're doing this one now. We're going to rotate. So go through fun tricks. So I'm going to kind of like push his arm over, crossing my arm, which is dangerous because he can jump and trap me. But since I'm moving, I'm kind of cheating. So I want to expose his elbows. I'm going to shoot us out, box out, strike. So as we're rotating, I'm going to move his arm over. Now notice how I pulled my hand back. I didn't do this and leave this out here. I pulled this back just in case he does jump. So from here, I move across. Right, take his balance. Okay. So I'm going across. I pull this back. I don't want to leave it out there to give him anything to trap. In case he tries to trap, he's got nothing. Okay. And I don't want to do this, go out here, because I've given him a present. Given him my
Your elbow, right?
Right? So basically I'm going to go towards the center of mass. And I want to take balance, put all the weight on one of those legs to restrict his movement. Like you can do palm straight, whatever you want to do. So it's a rotating. Okay? Next one. So from here, I'm going to pop, chewing, and lock. So that slap kind of throws him out. See? So I'm going down, I slap his head. Okay? Go here. And lock. I can also do a T-step. I can go, it depends on the situation. So from here, at the both out. Now I would do it. Now. See? From here, hit that hand down, step to the side, make sure you get the elbow, and strike. Off strike, deep G, whatever you want to do. Nice and slow. I want to go Chun Sao, Lat Sao. But if I just do this, he can check me with a view. With a view, he's going to be step with it. He can just lock me or view me. So what I want to do, or if I want to go here, I did the wrong thing. My bad. I want to go here and lock it. But if he follows me, I'm in trouble. Right. So, see? Right? So that's what I'm going to do with this. I'm going to draw his attention here. He jumps. Now I do. See? So I go here, jump. So this, when he jumps, he puts my head right where I want to be. So I shoot south, and I cover in case he throws the other head. I'm there, already there. So this is the distraction. I'm just going here, and then pop. Try that one.